friends, Anthony comes to you again from Floryology. Today we've been doing some design inspirations that's going to be featured in NAPCO catalog along with the new product. So what I wanted to do is I'm featuring this new spray that's a NAPCO product. But the really cool part about it is I've kind of looked past it just being a spray. And if you notice it, it kind of looks like a snowflake. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn this into snowflakes. So what I've done is I have went outside here in beautiful nature and I've collected some great items, such as some beautiful dead branches, but we don't call them dead branches, we call them a great design element. And what we're going to do is we're going to use these as a foundation into the design. So just a couple little simple tricks, something to not forget. When you're using sticks that are thick into a design, don't leave them blunt. Always cut them at an angle. So this way, I do it like this, so that way I have a little bit of a point. So that way when they're inserted into the foam, they stay very secure. So let's get us started here. Give us a little idea of what we're going for. Oops, wrong one. So again, give us a nice little angle, get those big pieces off of there. And I'm literally just randomly putting these in here. The focus of this design that I'm doing is actually on those snowflakes. So I want to make sure that we get that great snowflake look. Again, simple angle cut, nothing crazy. So I'm just creating a nice little forest. Got some beautiful magnolia. Love this time of year working with magnolia. It's just gorgeous. The good part of magnolia, you have two sides that are fantastic to work with. Don't forget the brown side. Great texture, feels really good as well. And it's a good complement to the shiny side. So I'm just going to get us a little base here. And I want it to have a really nice outdoor feeling to it. All right, pretty simple, nothing hard. Now we're going to take these sprays and I'm going to separate them. Out of these, I'm going to get a lot of snowflakes. So once I take these apart, very easy to do. Now we have a really great snowflake look. So you don't really have to use them as a spray. Think about how you can use these sprays in a multifaceted way to give you more value out of them. So I'm going to cut them down. I want to glue them on. Have your handy dandy glue pan next to you. All we want is a little bit of a tap right on there. Want to be careful you don't put too much onto it, because if you do, you'll see it and you don't want to see it. So I'm just going to start randomly putting these on here. My whole idea here is to make this look like a design that's getting hit with snow. Oop. Again, just a little tab. Doesn't take too much. It'll hold very secure. Think about when you're putting in branches like this, doing it at different levels so you have really great depth into it. You can also do it on the same plane, but I kind of like that depth interest there myself. So we just keep going with this a little bit. I think the idea here is to give it that visualization of something else. Taking a design and making it stand out, with that personalization to make it your design. Make it something different for your shop that people think of. When they see it, they're like, oh, look, hey, that's great. And my attitude is, my shop is Bay Bouquet in Tampa, so we're thinking, wow, look, that's great. That's from Bay Bouquet. We always want something that's going to offset us, show us off, address our brand. With the NAPCO products, you really get that diversity, and you're able to do that, which is really cool. So let's just keep going here a little bit. Don't be afraid. So I've used one whole stem so far. Now what we're going to do is we're going to continue the design. Again, my focus is going to be on these snowflakes. We're not quite done with them. I have quite a bit more that I want to add into here. So I want to make it very, very snowy. But in my design, I'm going to take the larger pieces. I don't want to waste these. They're great. They're beautiful on their own. So we'll just get this design all set. Come back in with some great evergreens here. I always keep my pieces around too, because the great part is if you look out in nature, some of your low-growing items, you see these little pieces, they're really great to do that. They help camouflage and cover up the foam and your mechanics. and they really look natural because of how they would naturally be falling off of a tree or how something's growing deep. So let's get those down in there. So I'm just going around kind of to, camouflage around where these sticks and branches are coming out there. Love working with free product. Not only does it give you a lot of profitability, it allows you to work with different types of stems and branches that you can make a lot more profit off of. And that's the key. That's the whole idea. What is it that we're going to work with that's going to give us a lot of bang for our buck? With NAPCO products, there's a lot of great items that are very, very, very affordable, very up-to-date, very trendy. So it's important to be able to utilize those products in a great way. So now we're going to go back in. I'm going to cut off a couple more of these stems. Now I want to feature a nice cluster of these into here. I am leaving a little bit on the stem. Let's take this one here, leave it a little longer. Get those in. I'm able to actually insert because the stems are long enough. If you need to, you can always attach it to a wired pick. That works very well. So now I'm going to come back and get me some more, because I really want this to look like snow falling, blizzard-like, if we should say. Now I don't want the stems, when you separate them, there's that space between them as you see here. I don't want that to be sticking out because I want them to be flat so I can attach them onto these branches here. What's going to be fun about this is, it'll draw the interest and the eye up into it. So basically your arrangement will be large. A lot of times when you just put branches and all in there, it is a nice visual interest, but this allows you to really give a lot of drama. And very quick and very simple. Snowflakes fall in all different patterns, so don't be stuck on one pattern. We'll get some laid in there. Once I get to a certain point where I think my branches are full enough, I'm going to bring these down into the design as well. So if you use just a little bit, give it just a second to cool down. You don't want to burn your leaves too much because then it'll show up, and you want to make sure that they don't have that brown spotting to it. But magnolias are pretty strong, but they do brown very easily as well. So give it a minute to cool down because that temperature will cause them to brown on you. And we're just going to lay a few down, draw it down into the design. Again, the last of these. Now, out of this one spray, I've gotten a lot out of it. And that's the whole key, taking something, that's as simple as a spray and giving you an opportunity to get a whole lot out of it. You could use half as much in an everyday design if you would like, and you can make it stretch into 2, maybe even 3 different arrangements. You could use 3 or 5, and it doesn't, there's no rhyme or reason. Just try it. Just try something different with those sprays. Okay, almost done. We're getting blizzard-like. All right. And make sure they do touch onto the wood so that way they glue. So you don't want them, in delivery, you don't want things to fall apart, get there with pieces missing. All right, we have one more here. And we're going to bring him right up into here. All right. Great, so this is where we are as a foundation so far. We're going to continue to flower and green it up, come to you with a few more ideas. Hope you're enjoying it so far. pay attention to what's going on, watch what we're doing, and try some techniques and styles on your own. Thanks for sharing. Have a great day.